Hey kids, welcome to another GLEN YAPS. I think this will be the first one for 2026. I've been preoccupied with shoveling snow. Where I live, we have been bombarded with daily snow. Kind of the winters of old when I was a kid. It's basically nonstop shoveling of the driveways, streets, rooftops, cars. Yes, we got lucky a few years ago where we almost had a green winter, but last year and this year, nope, we're right back to heavy duty misery. So anyways, I haven't posted much in the last few weeks, just too much on the go. But we're doing a fast little video right now. I just heard something recently with AI that Bandcamp has banned all AI music on their site. If that's true, thumbs up to that. I think hopefully that's the direction it's going. So all us regular music creators who do it the old-fashioned way, the hard way, the best way, have a chance to get our music out there and to the public without being smothered by all this fake crap. So, for me, it's basically same as last year. I took a year off of live playing. I'm still working in my studio, having fun. I enjoy writing original music, and the weirder the better. I have uploaded snippet videos on YouTube. There's 3 of them right now with a total of 80 snippets of my originals. So 80 songs that I'm working on. There's more now. There's over 100 now. So I'll be doing another video on that. And some of those videos include full songs. Been getting some flack on one of the songs that I wrote called Expandophonic, and I'm getting flack from my local area that someone thinks the song was written about them. Unfortunately, people always seem to jump the gun. That song was actually written in 2010. It's registered in my country with copyright, and it's also registered with SoCan Music, and it goes back to, I believe it was 2009, 2010 I wrote that, and the song is not about this person or this group of people. So it's amazing what people think and build up in their fat heads. But yeah, my songs are rarely about people, although I have written maybe a small portion that they were influenced by that, but most of the songs that I write just come out of my noodle. I'm either watching TV shows and not so much listening to other music. I try and avoid listening to other people's music. Just I don't want to be influenced by it. I want to have my own direction in the tunes. So, but definitely movies and what goes on, maybe in the news and stuff like that, or maybe if I've read a book or something like that, and something just I draw something from something I get from that book. But anyways, yeah, so sorry to disappoint the people that are not happy about that song, but it is not about them. I'm going to include the SoCan register on that just so that everybody's happy and they can sleep at night. knowing that the song is not about them. Anyways, I did get a copyright strike on one of my originals. And what they do with these copyright strikes is they pinpoint the section of the song that is the copyright issue. In this particular song, it was 15 seconds of a drum beat. There was no music. It was near the intro of this song of mine. 15 seconds of the intro drum beat. There's no music. And it was from a band, I believe, if I remember right, in Italy that filed this, or their company, their record company. And this band's pretty popular. So if you have ever watched Rick Beato's program, he's been getting nailed with copyright issues and stuff, and I have no friends that are going through it also. They have to fix this because it's pathetically stupid. In my case, it was on my original song, but they were worried about 15 seconds of a drum beat. The funny part is the drum beat in question is in thousands and thousands of songs. And the other funny part is this was a drum beat from a drum machine that sells these machines, these drum machines, with this beat in for you to use. And I only used it for a guide for this particular song because the rough drafts that I have, these 80 rough drafts that I have online, are all songs in the works, and they aren't the finished product. So my real drums aren't on some of them, this one in particular. So if that isn't stupid enough, so they're trying to get a copyright on a drum beat that has done thousands and thousands of songs, which is, as far as I know, you can't copyright a drum beat unless it's like a theme of the song and it's got some melody, I guess. But secondly, people are selling these drum machines with that beat programmed into it, and believe me, it's like ta, ta. Every AC/DC song is based on this beat. So anyways, Rick Beato, he's got a massive site, 5 million viewers. Unlike me, I've got like 400 and something viewers. I fought it. I fought it with YouTube. I went right after them because I said, there's no way that 15 seconds is getting copyrighted. Otherwise, you would have to go after every band on the planet. Everybody plays this drum beat. Like I say, it's just a working drum beat we all use to write songs. So I fought it and I won. They had no case because there was no melody or the song in the song. It was just the drum beat. It was the intro beat. And what's really goofy is there's probably 30 other songs on my 3 videos with these 80-something demos that have the same little type of drum beat, whether I'm doing it live on drums or an electronic kit. It's just how I did the lead-ins when I'm doing rough drafts, you know. Instead of having a count, I just do kick, snare, or something similar. So it's funny. That one song got nailed, but nothing else. So anyways, I won. It was easy to do for me anyways. And I didn't have to go through lawyers because YouTube has it set up where you can fight the issue. I got the respond from YouTube saying I was in the right, they were in the wrong. Have a nice life. So there we go. So it does work. Like Rick Beato says, it does work. I can see where he gets frustrated because he's dealing with copy like other people's music all the time. I'm dealing with my own music. So to have that pop up kind of was a pisser. But I understand his side of it. He's got an educational YouTube channel, and to be nailed with that constantly when you're really just promoting the work of these artists, there's always the middleman that's the one that's doing it, or the algorithms, as they say. Well, they got to fix it because it's becoming a garbage dump of this shit. So yeah, so that's a scoop. Yeah, so I fought it. So anybody out there, don't just sit back and take it, fight it. In my case, it's like I couldn't see me not winning because it was just a drum beat. It wasn't even the melody at all. So, and my songs are pretty weird and structured to be not as what do you say? Put it this way: I don't like to follow formula. So you don't fall into that trap of sounding like somebody with 3-chord campfire songs, which, you know, if you listen to some songs now, they've got them down to 2 chords. It's like you really get trapped if you don't spread it out to be a little bit different. But you get trapped into sounding like somebody else by just minimizing the chord use. So anyway, so that's a scoop on that. Yeah, so definitely been doing lots of writing. I am planning to go back into live playing. I'm feeling out what I want to do yet. I took the year off. Felt great that whole time off, and I'm in no hurry to get back into it because I still got lots to do. But chopping around for some musicians, some I've held on to and jammed with through this past year. And so I don't know where that's going to go. The jamming was just more of a fun therapy thing to get through part of winter and have some fun with friends. So that's the scoop, basically. I haven't really. I'm doing some restoring of a couple of drum sets right now, and I'm dabbling in making my own Frankenstein electric guitar. I've got all these parts and stuff, and I just want to see if I can put it all together and paint it up and make it look something unique, and hopefully it works. And I also have this Hendrix electric guitar. It's like the Monterey Pop Festival Strat, and it's I mean, it needs some help, so I want to modify and customize that to make it a really good player guitar, because it really isn't. It's more of a showpiece, and I bought it for that. But then I started getting into this, experimenting with wiring and pickups and all this stuff with guitars over the winter. So I want to make this kind of my own Glenn Hendrix kind of Frankenstein guitar. I'm not going to change the body on it, but I really want to screw around with all the electronics on it, and I don't know, do some mods, change tuning pegs definitely, and I don't know, you just want to make something different out of it. Same with this other one, it's all different parts. So I got to thank everybody who's been watching the videos that I did on the cheapo guitars, where like they call them Chibsons or whatever. The response has been great. I mean, can't all afford Les Paul guitars, so but the response has been great on it. A lot of people like cheaper guitars. I did one on an old Strat not a real Strat. Well, I guess it's the cheaper Strats, but anyways, it was a pawn shop guitar, and lots of good vibes on that one. There's a lot of us cheapo guitar owners that are quite happy with the products. Especially, like I say, I can't afford buying definitely a real Gibson. I had one many years ago, and I actually didn't like it, but I've played other ones and of my friends, and it's like, well, yeah, okay, these are really nice. But it just come down to, at the time when I had mine, I wasn't that experienced at guitar, and I didn't know much about them, so I just kind of, oh, Les Paul, bought it, and I was like, I never liked it, never. But like I say, my friends got some nice ones, and maybe someday I'll buy one, but definitely won't be paying the money they want. Definitely find, let's search out a deal, or even one that's hacked up and I can make it my own. So I kind of like doing that. Kind of make it a one-off. So anyways, what's on the table? Well, I've been doing a lot of model building. I've got a bunch of things going on this website, and model building took a back seat for a while. So, and I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of models in storage that I bought in my later years on the planet. So I will not run out of model cars to build before they put me into the ground, believe me. But I still buy them. It's like an addiction. I think the hunt for these things is more fun than building them half the time, because I grew up in the 60s and 70s, and models, especially in the 60s, were just going crazy, and I was just a little guy there. But the model thing, I'm so addicted to that. I love the cover art. You know, sometimes when you open up these boxes, when you buy them for the cover art, it's like, and you open it up and it's like, ooh, well, that's not as detailed as I thought. But some are great. But I started getting crazy on buying model cars with beautiful box art. Kind of reminds me of the old comics, and what were the old Aurora models with the monsters that were all painted up nice, the boxes. Oh, I loved all that stuff. Yeah, so I started getting into that, and as you can tell by some of the videos on the website, I've gotten into restoring some old plane models when I was a kid. So totally digging that. It's just something, planes that were never on my table for the most part. I think I built 4 planes, and I think I still have 3 out of the 4. The 4th one is MIA. I don't know where it went. It was a jet kind of thing, but just been fun. So that's what I'm doing there. And I'm going to have more model stuff. I got 2 on the bench right now and a bunch more. I'm really slow at this because my time is just spread all over. So my website, it's up and down for me right now. I'm at this point where I want to get all these songs completed that I've written over the years, or especially this last year, because I went crazy writing this past year, and I just want to get them done. But I have to do all the instruments, so it takes a lot of time, and I'm not the greatest singer, so that's the hardest part, is doing the vocals on it. So anyways, that's a scoop there. I've been doing some fill-ins with bands, had a lot of fun. You know, it's amazing how when you're doing a fill-in with bands, how you feel with them, and you wish you had that in your previous bands. I know for me, I did not have a good time the last few years in the band I was playing with. We were together maybe, I don't know, 9 years, something like that. I lose track. A long time. Other people document it, you know, how long I've been in certain bands, but I can only guesstimate, because to me, not really that important. What's important is, you know, how you play on stage, right? So when I was doing the fill-ins, especially the last couple, I filled them with bands I'd never played with before, and one other one that I did one fill-in many years ago, but it was so much fun. They all have a different attitude than the band that I left, so that was kind of like, that was a nice refreshing feeling. say my band the last 2 years was just well, it wasn't my band. I was part of an outfit that was run by somebody else. But yeah, totally different vibe, eh? So so it was kind of discouraging, we'll say. So to say the least. So when I took the year off and people asked me to fill in, it was like, yeah, well, it's like, wow, this feels really good. Still, the thing I have with my local area is the bands play the same. They all play the same music. I don't know why. I don't know why that's. It wasn't like that years ago here. It's almost like they're afraid to break out. I don't know what the reason is, but it's annoying. It's also boring. It's like there's so much great music out there to learn to play live, and it will bring an audience. But I was hoping for this year to be different, but nope. No, bands seem to be set in their ways and still play the same stuff. They might learn the odd one, but I don't know. Some of these bands have been playing locally the same songs for years. The band I left was absolutely guilty of that, because I played with the guitar player in the 90s, and he's still playing the same songs then. It's like, it's time to move on. There's lots out there, but they don't want to. So, and that's probably why, for me, being in the basement and doing original music, which is fresh, different, a challenge. It's actually, I think the challenge part is the biggest thing, because it's like you're going in new directions that you haven't gone before. So I think that's why I really wasn't looking forward to going back on stage for a year, and I still have cold feet about it, of starting another band. I had two or three going. One I joined, but with somebody else's, and it just wasn't, all good guys, but just wasn't what I wanted or where I wanted to be at the time. I definitely don't want to be in the basement for months looking at the walls and trying to get this band out of a basement. Can't stand that anymore. Too old for that. So I don't know. I'm feeling things out for the new year, but I am totally happy where I am musically, and if the live band does happen, it's going to be different. I can't do the same kind of music as everybody else is doing right now. It reminds me of when a needle skips on a record and it's just over and over again. That's what I feel. If I keep hearing every band play the same song all the time, and these songs are like 30 years old, why? There's thousands of songs to play, thousands of songs to learn, to touch into, tap into. It's like, why aren't we doing this? Never experienced this before. It never was like that from the first 20-something years of my music life. It just wasn't like that. Everybody was doing different stuff. It was, it was so fresh and fun. Now it's just like, everybody's just kind of lollygagging their way through things. But anyways, that's a scoop. I can't think of anything else. I apologize for the three-week lull in not putting the video up, but just how it is sometimes. I'm trying to think what else is new on the plate. So I am restoring a couple of hot rod cars. They've been dabbled on for years in my garage, and when I retired, I wanted to restore those things to one being a rat rod, which is mine, and my wife's being a total revamp of this car to new. But we ended up taking the money and doing rentals on the house, and building a second garage, and we built my studio. So a lot of things just got turned around, and it's a good thing I did, because like when the whole COVID thing hit, I had all the house rental stuff done, and because now the post-COVID prices on lumber up here where I live it's insane. Yeah, we would have really drained our savings if we would have done it later. So it just worked out that holding off on the car rebuilds, or the finishing of those cars, was put on hold, because most of that stuff is body work, and I like doing that anyways. It's time consuming, but it's something I love to do, and it's not as expensive as doing lumber stuff right now. And the cars mechanically are all pretty good. It's just the body work. So 257 Fairlanes. My wife's got the wagon version. They call it a Country Squire. It's a cool car. And I've got the custom 300 Fairlanes. So that's what we're doing. I haven't really bought too much in gear. I can't think of anything. I am looking at replacing 2 studio monitors. I've got 2 seismic speakers here that are mint. I'm going to put up for sale soon, but I'm going to switch out to something else. Got the Yamaha ones up on top. I like them. I'm trying to, since I redid this studio, rebuilt it, I've had a hard time, because everything is different now. All the sound is different, and I'm still trying to find the sweet spot to get my studio back sounding, what's the word, not normal, but comfortable. I've been doing so much recording upstairs and downstairs, but I just cannot seem to dial it in down here as easily as I used to. And so EQing the room and all that, I forget the term for it. I've got the software for it, and I've got the mic for it. So I just have to dial it in better. I've done it a couple of times, and it's like, it varies. The room is very odd shaped. It's long, somewhat narrow. It's got a low ceiling. It's got a rubberized textured ceiling and insulation above and below and all the sides. The floor is a floating floor. Kind of sits above the concrete. It's all soundproofed in there too. It's a nice sound down here, especially when I'm practicing. I love it. But recording wise, it's missing its mark, and it's driving me bananas. So, and I'm a musician, and although I hammer out a lot of engineering stuff and love doing it, it is always a learning thing. It's just it's something I have not mastered or got the full swing of yet. I've always mixed my bands live and never had a problem, but down here, it's in the studio, it's after this rebuild of my studio, it's changed drastically. I can't tell you how much the drums and everything have changed in this room. I love the sound of the drums in here now, and I'm dialing that in pretty close to where I like it. I do not like modern day drums that are slammed with compressors, and the drums, when I'm playing a drum set, I don't hear that. So why are we faking that on recordings? I'm not into drum triggers, not into any of that stuff. I just want the expensive drums that I'm playing to be the expensive drums that I'm recording, and I want the sound I hear to be the sound that's coming out of the recording. So I'm getting there. So, but and it's been a fun challenge. But I did some work with a couple of friends, and we're still working on getting acoustics to sound good. So I've got some different mic combinations and stuff. That's another tricky thing. So, anyways, that's the scoop. I can't think of anything else. Yeah, I'll try and keep the content up, but unfortunately, the music side of it doesn't do as well as model car stuff and some of the other stuff. People, I think, are just, it's almost like the politics thing. Everybody's just saturating the market with music, and then politics, and other horseshit, bullshit, crap. So the music stuff, even though it's my total love, I'd probably back off that a little bit. It doesn't do as well on YouTube, and YouTube's not helping because their algorithms have all changed. And musicians all over, I've said this many times, are getting screwed. So I can put the same song on Facebook and get 500-600 views. I put it on YouTube and I get like three views. There's a couple of videos up there I get like 3 views. So why is that? Why is Facebook doing so good with it and you're getting lots of feedback, but on YouTube it's not? So I'm not doing anything different. It's something I've done since YouTube started. And my channel is old. It's been up quite a while, 1,000 videos. So yeah, so I don't know. So hopefully YouTube finds the error in their ways and lets, because they seem to be catering to the million album sellers and not us, mere mortals that actually help start their channel with our content. So that's a scoop. I don't have any rants right now. Well, a few rants, but you already heard some of them. So that's a scoop. Long video, I guess. It's supposed to be short. It's never short with me. I talk too much. Anyways, thanks for watching, and we'll get some more content up pretty soon. Thank you.